is Christian Anderson. I am the puppet builder for the FuZees. What else would you like to know? My background in puppetry, I got into musical theater and I got involved in Avenue Q on Broadway. So I learned how to puppeteer from this guy named Peter Lintz, who plays Walter in the Muppets. So I started hounding them and asking them questions and started building on my own with a little bit of their guidance. So from there, I guess. If I could explain what makes me love puppetry, well, I loved cartoons like all the Scooby-Doos and whatever there was going on. But there was something about the Muppets, again, and it was very different than the cartoons, where you could see the cartoons, but when you would see the Muppets come on stage, there was a depth that I knew I could touch them. I could reach out and I could touch them. Or I knew I couldn't do that with the cartoons. And I knew that there were people manipulating them, but it was so amazing. What I see is just blowing all that out of the water, and it just fascinated me. What do I have to say about these guys? I think Kat did these original drawings, these two-dimensional drawings. What I had to do was I had to break down. That looks like a circle for a head, or that looks like an oval for a body, or whatever it was. It's been exciting and very fulfilling, but it's been just really interesting and hard to kind of come up and take these two-dimensional drawings and turn them into these three-dimensional characters that the guys are going to interact with. Yeah. So we'll take the duck. You take this two-dimensional drawing, and then what you have to do is you have to figure out how this shape would look three-dimensionally. So I sit here and I take paper and I cut out shapes and I glue those shapes together and make little panels until finally I get this shape. This is my assistant, Pickle. You, down. Thank you. You measure out how long you think the legs might be in contrast to the body. Dye the fleece in order to cover that. I sew that all together. Hopefully it comes out correctly, and you've got the orange fabric, you got the yellow fabric over the shape that I've made, and you put it all together and you sit there and you hand sew it and hand sew it and hand sew it for hours and hours and hours. Then you sew on some legs and some feet or wings. You have to put in the little holes for the rods to be able to move. The little handles on the inside for the mouth, Yeah. I still have some painting to do. I've got to add eyes and tongues, piece by piece by piece. You start with this and this, and then you end up with this. And when you get to this, you're like, it feels awesome. So these have been sitting on my table. Like everybody who comes in here, hey, look what I did. It took me 3 months, but I did it. I've watched a lot of movies while I'm sewing. Not watched, but listened to a lot of movies. The payoff after building all these things and seeing them come alive on screen is really just that. This is going to be an ear, but right now it's just a cut piece of foam, and some kid will believe in that ear, that's attached to the sheep character, that's just foam right now. But soon they'll believe it's a sheep, and fall in love with it. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, coming up with bones of the puppet are really the hardest part for me.
That's gotta dry.
Oh yeah. Hey, Mr. Fu, show you all the glue, all the dye, all the fabric, all the foam, all the more foam. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah.